Hey guys, it's Shelby from the Queen's Cabinet. In today's video, we'll be sharing my dog. No, we're going to be sharing our kitchen pantry tour. Ken finally finished the shelves to the pantry, so now I have shelves. I can put things on shelves. I'm so excited. Before we go in, I wanted to point out on the door that I replicated the beaded glass. It's the same glass that I used in some of the kitchen cabinets. And also we backlit the pantry door. So at nighttime, it acts as a night light for the kitchen. And it's really, really pretty. All right, let's get going. And if you guys are looking for like a Pinterest pantry, don't even watch the video. You know, the ones where they have all the little jars lined up and everything, and they don't even know how to cook. But this is definitely like a cooking mom's pantry. So if that's what you're interested in, come on. When we come into the pantry on the far wall, there's shelving that Ken built, and it's super strong. Like you could park a car on it. He like so overbuilt it. On the very top shelf, we store overflow soda pops for our beverage center. We have a beverage center in our dining room that houses a lot of bottled water and sodas, things like that. Each of these drawers pull out, and you can put 2 cases of soda pop in here. So it's very deceiving how much product this cold beverage center holds. It's pretty amazing. On the top shelf, you'll also find usually Doritos and Fritos for walking tacos, and on the border, Cantina chips. On the next shelf, we have 4 large baskets. The first basket is for the bake center, and it's a refill basket. So I take the basket down and just restock the bake center. And here's my bake center, which I house just about everything I need for baking. I've done a tour on this before, but I'll give you a real quick peek and link the tour video in the description box. And then directly behind the bake center, I don't think I've ever shown you guys this, but I have 2 sets of refrigerator doors here. On this side, I always keep fruit. I always have lemons, I always have limes, apples, and either oranges or the halos. So I always keep fruit here. And of course, you use a lot of lemon and apples and oranges and stuff in baking, so it's real handy. And then in this drawer down here, is a lot of dairy products. I have butter, eggs, cream cheese, sour cream, extra cheese, whipping cream, half and half, light cream, buttermilk, a lot of stuff that you use in baking. So it's just really handy to have these 2 refrigerator drawers here, right backed up to the bake center. And on the other side of my center island, I have 2 more refrigerator drawers that I keep. In the top drawer, I keep fresh vegetables, and then the bottom drawer, I do a lot of meal prep. Like I'll cut up vegetables for like a vegetable platter, or make salads in the meal prep containers and put them in there, that kind of thing. So I love these refrigerator drawers. The bottom drawer of the bake center houses all of my ice cream supplies, like toppings and nuts and cherries and things like that. And I typically keep some vanilla ice cream in the freezer. The second basket is the hot beverage center refill. In that basket, I keep things to refill my hot beverage center, my teas and different kinds of sugars and things like that. And then, I don't think I've ever shown you guys this drawer. This is a breakfast drawer that's also the overflows in that basket. And in here I have a lot of oatmeals and jams, Nutella, some peanut butter, different kinds of syrups for pancakes and waffles. There's some maple syrup in here, and it's where we house our toaster. And it's very convenient to have it right here next to the Keurig. And then up here we have all of our K-pods and stuff like that. And then over here we have more coffee and water refreshers, things like that. And I have a video on this. I could link the full tour if you'd like. In the bottom drawer, we keep bottled water for the Keurig. And it kind of also serves as a 3-day emergency water supply. Even though we have our own well and we have filters and UV filters and all kinds of filters, we do keep a little bit of water on hand. We also have a supply of Milano cookies. And I keep those just in case someone drops by the house. We can have coffee or tea, and I know I have cookies on hand to serve. And if I use a couple of them, I replace them and kind of rotate them through. And then in this basket, we have snacks like nuts and fruit roll-ups and all kinds of things like that, mostly for lunches. And then in this basket, we have paper products like paper plates, napkins, solo cups, cutlery. So we can just pull this down and put it on the counter or pack it in the car if we're going on a picnic or something like that. Ken also installed these Rubbermaid systems, and I love them. I have 5 of these. On the top shelf, I have dill spears, sandwich, pickled chips, and just small dill pickles. And then on this shelf, we have Greek olives, jalapeno stuffed olives, Kalamata olives, and jumbo black olives. Down here, we have hot and sweet jalapenos, the big queen olives from Trader Joe's, the smaller green olives for like salads, and then those giant green olives and olive tamponade. In this bin, I have a lot of vinegars, rice wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, malt vinegar for beer battered fish, fried fish. I have some red wine vinegar for making salad dressings, and then a champagne vinegar for making salad dressings. The next one down has canola oil, peanut oil, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar. In the next row, we have cherry peppers, yellow and red roasted bell peppers, roasted red peppers, bruschetta, and artichoke tamponade. Down here, we have a bunch of different kinds of mustards. Dijon mustard, a couple of whole grain mustards, spicy mustard. This sweet and hot mustard is excellent. It's the closest thing I can find to that sweet and hot mustard that Trader Joe's used to carry. We have honey mustard, and this is a new one for me. It's a aioli, mayonnaise, garlic, mustard. And then I also have a spot here for some mustard from Felipe's in LA. It's a sandwich shop, and Ken is going, and one of my sons is going because we recently sold our home, and they're flying out there to bring the rest of our belongings back. So he's going to pick up some Felipe's mustard for me. And then down here in the bottom, I have a couple of jars of marinara sauce, some emergency Parmesan cheese, pizza sauce, and then I try to keep 3 of the shelf-stable pepperonis. That way I have things for pizza. I could make a couple of different types of pasta dishes. It's kind of like my emergency when I don't have anything to cook little shelf here. I love this particular system because you can fit a lot of product in a small space that, you just carry 1 or 2 of. So that's how that looks. This shelf is all about the hot dog. We have dill relish, hot dog chili, sauerkraut, sweet relish. Down here we have sliced jalapenos, pepperoncinis, hot peppers, the California and Italian mix. Down here we have pickled onions, pickled jalapeno slices, the sweet cherry peppers. We have the hot horseradish, and then the creamy horseradish, and then the small French sweet pickles. The next row, we have preserved lemons, anchovy paste, and anchovy fillets for making Caesar salad dressing. We have pesto, sun-dried tomatoes, tomato paste in the tube, some sun-dried tomatoes without oil, pimentos, capers, and artichoke hearts in water. On the next shelf, we have a couple of things that are kind of specialty items. This is bacon jam. And when Ken and I were on our RV trip, I think it was in Portland or Seattle, I can't remember. We stopped by a food truck and they had burgers made and they had this bacon jam on it. Oh my word, it was so good. And then another specialty item is this fig butter. And what I like to do with that is make a chicken, like a grilled chicken sandwich, and put fig butter on it with caramelized onions and goat cheese. And yeah, it's so good. We have the Heinz chili sauce. I have an au jus packet for the Mississippi roast. Some Worcestershire. I can never say that. Worcester. I don't know. I have that. I have some steak sauce, Lee and Perrins, A1 and Heinz 57. And then the last two shelves on this rack is really just for bread. And I like to keep the bread out. In our old kitchen, we had a dedicated bread drawer that was built in. And I can't tell you how many times I found molded bread, So when we did this kitchen, I decided I didn't want to have a bread drawer. I want to keep it out so it's visible and it gets used up. On the top shelf, we have probably like a 4-foot shelf up here. And we have olive oil and canola oil, extra balsamic, some maple syrup, molasses, peanut oil, and shortening. And it's pretty handy because it holds lots of product up there. On this shelving unit here, I have all of my pastas. All different kinds. Jumbo pasta, lasagna pasta, just every shape you could imagine. I have some gnocchis, tortellinis. Then down here, it's kind of my convenience shelf. I have some au gratin potatoes, scallop potatoes, and I don't use these very often. We had them in the RV. They're the instant potatoes, but I've decided to keep at least one box on hand. And then I have New Orleans style dirty rice, red beans and rice, and jambalaya mix. And then down here, I have the Uncle Ben's wild rice. I like to make that and use it to stuff Cornish game hens, and I always put mushrooms in it. So when I organize things, I try to keep things that I use together. And then I also have some couscous, some quinoa, and some lentils. And on the bottom shelf, I have egg noodles, panko breadcrumbs, and regular breadcrumbs. On the top shelf up here, I keep the rice noodles and then the noodles that you make chow mein with. The next shelf, I have basmati rice. I don't use that too often. I have ginger in the tube, some minced garlic, duck sauce, Thai red curry paste, coconut milk. This Thai red curry sauce is excellent from Trader Joe's. I have a few packets of soy sauce, and then I have a tikka masala sauce up there. And then the next row I have toasted sesame, another thing of curry paste, plum sauce. Let's see, what else do I have? I have some canned water chestnuts, bamboo shoots, soy sauce, Shaoxing wine, some stir-fry sauce, some sweet chili pepper dipping sauce, some of the spicy mustard and wasabi packets, and then some peanuts. This next shelf is kind of everything salad. We have the French onion slices, some chow mein noodles, some salad toppings, the Caesar kind and the garlic flavored kind, and tortilla strips. And I think there's some sliced almonds back here. Yeah, too. Down here, we have some bottled dressing. I like to make my own salad dressing, but occasionally I'll use a bottled dressing. Pickled beets. And then here I have some sandwich slices and red cabbage. Excuse me. And like I said, I like to try to keep things together that I use. And I use these in a Reuben. And so I try to keep them paired up. The next shelf has clam juice and clams for things like homemade clam chowder or clam dip or linguine with clam sauce, that kind of thing. There's a Louisiana fish batter packet back there, some canned salmon, and some cocktail sauce. On the next shelf, I have dried cranberries, and I have those candied pecans from Trader Joe's and some figs, and I like to use those in salads. I have dates. I have some chutney, bulgur wheat. I have some tahini sauce for making hummus, and there's some mint jelly. On the bottom shelf, I have some canned fruit. There's some canned peaches. These are delicious. They're canned in white grape juice, as are these peaches. They're from Trader Joe's. They're excellent. A couple things of cherries. And then there's some orange marmalade down here. Although this pantry is somewhat small, we try to use all of the vertical space. So even behind the door here, we have these shelving units. On the top, I have some taco kits and seasoning packets and some Spanish rice, some canned refried beans and chilies and stuff like that. Keep my apron in here. I keep some tamale husks in here. And then on this shelf, there's a lot of hot sauces. The mild hot sauce from Taco Bell, the bold and creamy, the Valentino, Ken's favorite, Tapatio. There's some olives. Frank's hot sauce for making hot wings. And then there's a couple of different flavors of Tabasco and pepper jelly. Down here, we have some salsas. Just a variety of salsas. And then if you keep going, there's bean dip, queso, enchilada sauce. I keep some flour tortillas in here. Some hominy for making pozole. And there's a seasoning packet for chicken, like rotisserie chicken. The next shelf, there's more refried beans, rotel, green chili sauce, some jalapenos, and then more cheese sauce. The Cheese Whiz is actually for Philly steak sandwiches. I have the Blanco and the regular Velveeta. If you take a pound of regular Velveeta and mix it with a can of rotel and microwave it and stir it for a few minutes, it makes the best dip for chips. And then green chilies. And then I house my shopping bags down there. So you can see we've utilized all the vertical space. So we were able to get all of this in here just in a 7-inch space behind the door. It's pretty amazing the amount of product by using this system. And then the big shelves is just really for items that we use pretty quickly. Now, normally I don't keep this much mayonnaise on hand. Usually I keep 4, but I hit a case lot sale, and these 36 ounces was, they were on sale for $2 $99, and I had a 75-cent coupon that doubled, so I got them for $1.49, so I bought a case. But we'll go through them. The expiration date is 2019, so in a couple years we'll go through it. Then here we keep ketchup and mustard and barbecue sauce. I keep quite a few artichokes, marinated artichokes. I like to use those in salads as well as the black olives. The pimentos, I love pimento cheese. And Ken likes tuna noodle casserole, and I put pimentos in that. I keep some cream of celery, cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, and tomato soup on hand. Normally I can my own beans, but with this move and this past year has been so crazy busy, I have canned beans on hand. I hope to get back to canning here pretty quickly, but I have some black beans, some cannellini beans. This is great for a pasta fagioli soup. Kidney beans, of course, garbanzo beans for making hummus, and then pinto beans. We use a lot of pinto beans. Ken has one of his little cans of chili for his chili dogs. And then we have coconut cream and milk, and I use this for making a layered coconut cake for Easter. I think I'll do a video on that. It has lemon curd filling. It is so good. And then this is just some panko breadcrumbs with coconut for some coconut chicken. And then I have some tomato products. And again, I like to can mine, but this is a brand that I really like, the Cento brand. And then over here, I have some booze. Not a lot of booze, but just booze that I use in cooking. On this shelf, I do keep a little bit of cream style corn. I prefer frozen corn for eating, but I have a recipe for some Mexican cornbread, and it calls for the cream corn to be added to that. I have some fruit juices. There's some Jello products, some nuts and pistachios, and this is kind of the area that I put things if I go grocery shopping and it's just a one item or two items that I need that I don't normally stock for my meal plan. I have tuna and different kinds of peanut butter. I have that PB Fit in the back if you're on Weight Watchers or something. That is so good. It's excellent. There's Nutella, the crunchy cookie butter, cashew butter, let's see, almond butter, the cookie cocoa swirl. Oh my gosh, that's addicting. And then we have different kinds of jams. Ken loves boysenberry jam. It's his favorite, so I order it from Knott's by the case. There's maraschino cherries, and then I have some pineapple products. I do carry some canned peaches for an ambrosia salad that I make. There's some pineapple salsa, some of the very teriyaki. There's mandarin oranges in there. I make a chicken Oriental salad that's really good, and I also use those in the ambrosia. And then just some Better Than Bouillon chicken and beef. And then I stock up on the chicken and beef broth. And as you guys know, Ken loves his crackers. This is kind of a little overflow area here. And there's all kinds of crackers. And in the very back, there's some different kinds of rice and vanilla wafers. And this is some bran flakes. And there's some bran in there for those bran muffins. There's pork and beans for some homemade pork and beans, like a baked bean kind of dish. And then there's some more of this grape juice. I stocked up on this. It's kind of a seasonal item, and it's really good. And then on this row, I have some baskets that I keep fresh produce in. I always have garlic and shallots and like a red onion. And then over here, I'll just have some yellow onions, potatoes, and then I'll have some root vegetables. I had some beets in there the other day, and I went ahead and I pickled them up. There's some sweet onions and a sweet potato. And then over here, we have these little bins. This is kind of Ken's bin. He has smoked oysters and sardines and some Vienna sausages. He likes those on his crackers. Him and his crackers. There's some beef jerky and pepperoni and salami in here. And then in this one I have some granola bars, and then I have behind it my vitamins. I don't like to take my vitamins on an empty stomach, so I keep them here in case I'm in a hurry. I can just grab a granola bar and eat it and then take my vitamins. This one's kind of fun. It's a little s'more kit, and I keep the graham crackers and marshmallows and chocolate there. And there's some skewers, and this is a sterno here, so you can do indoor s'mores. It's lots of fun. Over there we have popcorn and coconut oil and some paper sacks, so you can microwave your own popcorn. And then I have like a ton of popcorn flavors to add to it. On the bottom shelf we have food grade 5-gallon buckets. They're specifically made to house food, and they have a lid that screws on and screws off and has a seal, so they're airtight. I got these ones at Honeyville store. They have 3 stores in the United States, but they have an online purchasing thing. Anyway, I store bulk items in here like flour and sugar and oats and rice and beans and that kind of thing. And when Ken made the pantry here, he was able to accommodate 7 5-gallon buckets. And it's amazing the amount of food you can get in a 5-gallon bucket. Right next to my stove, the cabinet to the right, I keep all kinds of spices. And on the tip top, there's some spice packets that we use frequently. So that's the tour of our kitchen pantry. Ken and I have a secondary pantry. It's like a bulk pantry, you know, with all the staples and stuff like that. But that could be like a whole series of videos and food preservation and that kind of thing. I am interested in knowing like what you guys store in your pantry that maybe I didn't store, you know. If you wouldn't mind sharing in the comments below, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, this is Shelby. You guys have a very blessed day.